Okay, wow, that's an immediate mulligan, of course. And another immediate mulligan. I am playing for it, yeah, okay. Where are all my lands? This kind of sucks. My opponent is playing last. Wow. Well, I'm not gonna go down to 4, so such is life. Um, Scholar might help me stay in this game, so we shall see. Lands are okay, I just prefer them to be swamp so I can play my spells, but at least I have my 3-drop. Ooh, red-green. Foil card, boom! Handle that, my friend. 1-4 for 3. I got a horned turtle right now, because I have no black manas. My opponent's stuck on 2? No. Just playing things after combat. I can block. Don't know if I want to. Wow, that sucks. Definitely playing it so I can get some mana out, but really not a whole lot to do right now. So here's a decision. Do I block here? Yeah, I'm representing a bunch of combat tricks. Ugh, my opponent comes in. Dang it! I think I just take 3. No, but if my opponent wants to use a turn... No, sorry. If my opponent wants to use a turn doing a combat trick, fine. Feral Invocation really blows me out. Cool. My opponent just wants to develop a board. Ooh. Comes untapped, you may pay 2. That's a good card. That's a rare. Well, ain't this a doozy? Should definitely be F6'd. I'm just gonna keep on blocking. Yeah, start taking some damage. Opponent knows I have nothing because I didn't do anything against the other. Yeah, here comes Coordinated Assault. Ouch. So even when I draw Swamp, I'm in pretty dire shape. This isn't as bad now, but still. My opponent's going to be attacking for 9. Such is the life of Magic. So I stay alive if I draw Swamp, because I'll go down to, gosh, 7 here. But then I'll be able to Lash of the Whip the Spirit Binder. I'll take 3 on the crackback down to 4, assuming my opponent has no other play, which currently does not. Yeah. And we definitely want to fire this off now before my opponent gets another trigger. We do not want my opponent to untap. There's a combat trick. There's a combat trick, but whatever. That's the only way I stay alive. So I'll have to do that. God's Willing is the only... Well, or the Mortals Are that I have. Only combat tricks have anything for 1 planes, so I have no creatures. My opponent should know that, so I don't mind F6ing. And then... Oof. Still a bunch more. Well, would have preferred to have grabbed another Swamp so I had Servant and Necrobite up. But I didn't. Here we just have a chump, go down to 1, and then probably concede. Can't imagine it going any other way. Yeah. That's it. I mean, I guess my opponent should have done the Lightning Strike just to guarantee the win there. The opponent was pretty ahead. May not want to show me the Lightning Strike, but I don't know. I'm going to assume you have Lightning Strike anyway. So there you have it. So game plan now? No. Possibly. I just want to be aggressive. I'm going to be My opponent wants to go late. My opponent chose to draw. Is there anything I really don't like? I mean, the 2s are going to be kind of a bummer because my opponent has bigger things than I do. But we have the removal suite to deal with that. Yeah, I'm going to keep it the same way. I don't want the game to go long because my opponent's probably have a lot more powerful things to do than I do. Ooh, you know, maybe I want this Flesh-Mad Steed over this Disciple. Yeah, I want that. I don't think this is going to do a whole lot. It doesn't do a lot of good blocking against a bunch of 3/3s and beef dudes, and just having an extra creature to be that much more aggressive, I do like. Scoriate, not so much. Want to play first? Heck yeah. Okay. It's a sad keep, but it's a keep. We at least have a Phalanx Leader into a Laguna Band Elder. Again, we're probably not going to draw any swamps. But spells can be played. Some of which just might be powerful. This can eat a Lightning Strike right away. My opponent's going to be like, do you play swamps in your deck at all? So this could have been a Disciple of Phoenix. Really just want to swamp here. Yay! Swamp-a-roo. Love it. You just keep the beats going. Play the Emissary out. Ooh, shouldn't F6. My opponent might try to Lightning Strike the Emissary, and I definitely want to be able to discard my Flesh-Mad Steed to it. Well, that's not going to work. But alas, it is what my opponent did for a turn, so we're going to be able to get my opponent down some life, which is nice. Ooh, that's going to be very good soon. We're going to play our 2/2 out. We're going to bestow our Phalanx Leader. Yes, please. Hopefully next turn when I draw a land. We'll see if that actually happens. Love a swamp. Opponent stuck on land. Alright, so this match has just been a variance match of me mulliganing and not having a second color, and my opponent now being land screwed, so such is the life. And we did get what we wanted here. And this is a nice play that even a Lightning Strike or something can't deal with. Alright, so we won that game. Very nice. Maybe in this match we'll have a real game in Game 3. Now that I am... Well, I don't know, my opponent probably shouldn't put me on the play after seeing that. But I still think that this Disciple is just going to be very weak. And I still think we want to try to be the aggressor here. A little bit more difficult being on the draw. But there's still... Yeah, I just don't think these cards are good against my opponent. So we'll keep it that way. Cool. This is a pretty nice curve out hand. We need more lands, but getting a favorite Hoplite down right away into a Flesh-Mad Steed, into a Servant, Emissary, bestowed Baleful Eidolon is very good. Alright, so my opponent still, despite seeing my deck let me play first, that's even better for this guy, even though we don't really have a lot of great ways to target it. I'm still fine. Makes me much more happy to be curving out here. Ooh, Phalanx Leader. Opponent's like, don't have the Ardeal. Don't have the Ardeal. Don't worry. I don't have any Ardeals. Sadly. So I'll still get to put a little bit more damage in before my opponent gets to play a 3-3, which is kind of the biggest concern, I suppose. Not having land is a concern as well. I hope this actually becomes a game of Magic. I don't want to be too screwed for too long. So the Eidolon's really nice for defense, as well as for being able to bestow on like the Thayard Hoplite or the Phalanx Leader, but since I'm stuck without mana, it's going to be a while before I get to play this in any other capacity, because I'll probably want to Asphyxiate or play Phalanx Leader, Emissary, or Tamarit over the Baleful Eidolon. Does my opponent have a 3-drop? No, so that's good. Oh man, that's horrible. Still going to try to bash him for 2. We're not getting super punished by being screwed like we were in the first game, but it's going to be really hard to bounce back as my opponent gets it to higher mana and gets to cast big drops. Ooh, my opponent's stuck also. Asphyxiate is a great, Swamp is a great draw here because of Asphyxiate, so I'm super stoked on that. We still got to do 2 points of damage. We'll play the Servant and probably Asphyxiate whatever the follow-up is, and then we're in somewhat decent shape. We're just pinging away at life totals here. Does my opponent get out of it? Yeah, so my opponent gets to get out of the screw, but 1 turn after me, which could be relevant. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so Asphyxiate's going to do a whole lot of work this game, because it's going to keep Nylea off of anything relevant. And then, yeah, we get a ping in for 3, kind of 4, thanks to the Servant. But it's doing its job. I guess Nylea's Emissary is kind of the worst for us here because of the life gain, and it allows my opponent to buy some more time. 5-drop isn't bad. If it's like a Nessian Ass, that's cool because we have Stone Shock Giant, good card. But yeah, this Asphyxiate's gonna do its work here. Happy to use the Asphyxiate on the Stone Shock Giant. I don't need to. Ooh, actually, maybe what do I do? Yeah, I still want to Asphyxiate. The Heliod's Emissary deals with this guy, but this allows me to use my entire turn, which is really good. And getting my opponent down to 4 with everything is really nice. So, I think I'm in a good position to win here. Could be wrong. Especially because the SIP is going to be relevant at some point. But it looks like this game really was just decided on who got out of their screw first. So, not really an amazing match. But I'm stoked to get to the finals with a very average deck. So, hopefully the last game will be a little more, I don't know, skill intensive?